So, hey guys, welcome back to another Quarantine YYC community interview. I'm your beautiful, handsome host, king of YYC, the king of Sam Beat, the supper king. But people already know I'm the king of Sam Beat. Like, people that say otherwise are wrong, and I'm an amazing photographer, like me Queen Instagram. I know that me Queen, and I'm here with an amazing, talented, beautiful local artist and songwriter Megan Johnson. Megan Johnson.
Hello.
Yay!
Oh, thank you. Hi.
So Megan, what have you been up to during this quarantine?
You know what? Quarantine has been really, really good. I have been doing lots of songwriting, and with Skype and Zoom and stuff like that, I'm able to keep collaborating with my other co-writers, and we're coming up with lots of content and different stuff than we've ever done before. And so that's been really nice to have the time to do that. And I've been working on my live show and putting that all together, and that's been really, really cool. And I have also been making some videos, and those are on YouTube as well, so I've been doing that. And then I'm just like keeping in touch with people through FaceTime and stuff like that, and hanging with my dogs, and we're doing good. I can't complain, actually. We're doing good up in here.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. So I need to ask it because there's like all these hype about Netflix and Tiger King. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it, but everyone's telling me I have to watch it.
You have to.
Yeah, I think it's definitely, I think I'll give in. I think I'm very curious based on what everyone is telling me. So
It's like it's just like a bunch of ridiculous people that you think is real, but you think they're doing it for show, but you're like amazed about how many egos and how many wacky characters out there in the world.
yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
So speaking about you being a local artist, what got you into music?
Well, the first thing, like, music has always been something very prominent in my life for sure. My parents used to play Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman, in our house all the time when I was growing up. And I always loved putting together little shows for it. And that was the first time I really had this feeling of, I really want to do that. That's so much fun. Music is such a friggin' cool thing. And so from that, I didn't really start creating my own music and really getting into it till about high school. I started making little garage band tracks and experimenting with songwriting, but I didn't really play an instrument at the time. So I just kind of used my voice, and I had done some singing in choirs and stuff growing up, but it wasn't something super prominent. But it was when I was 18, and we had some family friends who were musicians and were a band here in Calgary. And my mom had mentioned that I sang, and they were looking for a backup singer and someone to kind of support them during their gigs and shows during Stampede of like 4 years back, I think now. And so I agreed to do that. And that was kind of my first time getting into the live music scene and performing and being in a band kind of setting. And so that was my first introduction to that. And then that following September, I got my first guitar, and I just knew I wanted to learn basic guitar enough that I could write my own songs. So I just Googled how to play 4 chords, and I just wrote my first song to that. And then that was September 2016. And it's just been go, go, go ever since. And I'm very grateful to be doing it. So yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And then, like as a singer, just as a singer and an artist, how would you describe your music style?
Yeah, you know what? I've always had like a few different like genre styles that I've always blended in, but the first genre that I really got into and style that I developed was kind of country. And over the last like year and a bit, it's definitely developed into this very pop sound, which has been really cool. A lot of my influence comes from like Shania Twain, but also like Avril Lavigne and Britney Spears. And so finding a way to kind of morph all those together kind of creates this really interesting styling combination. But yeah, my style is basically, I always love writing music that is extremely hooky and catchy. I always love when songs get stuck in my head. So that's always been something that's what I want to make for other people. And so my music style, I would say, is, yeah, I would say pop, and I play guitar. So kind of cool acoustic, super hooky stuff. That's what I always aim for.
So basically what I got from this, you're basically like the YYC version of Taylor Swift.
I mean, I love that. I'll take that. I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan, so sure, I like it.
I love, by the way, I'm a really big fan of Taylor Swift. After I went to the 1989 tour,
Oh
freaking
yeah.
amazing. My
Oh my
mind is
gosh.
blown.
Yes, I'm so jealous. That was one of the tours of hers I would have loved to have seen live. That was an incredible album.
Yeah, and I drove all the way to Edmonton for her.
Oh
That's how
wow.
much I love
That
her.
is
Edmonton.
dedication. You are a true Swiftie.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I went to Edmonton for her. Like, really, Edmonton?
Oh my gosh. But yes, that is some serious dedication. But yes, I
Yeah.
support that. Big Taylor Swift fan. She's like one
Yeah.
of my favorite artists of all time.
Yeah, just, and like, you're talking about like Taylor Swift and Shania Twain, I think those are excellent role models to have for a female artist because they do talk about female empowerment, eh?
100%. I think it's so important, and very grateful for people and artists like Taylor who have such a huge platform and use their voice to empower other people and empower women and promote women in music. And I think I'm very grateful for artists like Taylor for sure.
Nice. And
Yeah.
like you're also a songwriter too, and like my I'm I'm curious, what is your creative process like, and where do you get your inspiration?
You know what? It's kind of cool. I've realized over the last little bit, I definitely have a couple different creative processes when it comes to songwriting. Sometimes I'll just have a lyric come to my head or just a single line, and I'll just kind of jot it down, and I'll come back to it later and just kind of look at it and what that statement or that sentence or that word means to me. And what I'll do from that is I'll identify a hook. So kind of the main part of the song, you can almost be like maybe the title of the song, what I want the whole content of the song to be wrapped around. And then I'm a very big melody person. I love finding really cool melodies. So I usually will pair whatever melody works best with that lyrical content. But that's one way that I do things. Or sometimes I'll have a melody in my head and then I try to find a lyric that matches that. So, but I find a lot of inspiration in naturally just like personal experiences that I've been through, or experiences I've seen my friends or family go through, something that feels close to home and that I have an emotional connection to. But yeah, some stuff I write that I haven't even experienced, but I write about the perspective of what I think something might be like. So I kind of find inspiration quite a few different things, but a lot of it's from, just past experiences and lessons that I've learned. So yeah.
So what do you usually write your music about?
What did I used to write my music about?
Yeah.
When I was younger, I just didn't have a lot of content to go on because I didn't have a lot of crazy emotional stuff that had happened. So my first single, for example, I wrote based on a diary entry of what I hoped that falling in love would be like. And it's so funny because I listen to it now and I'm like, no, we learned a lot of lessons there. But So a lot of it is maybe love or relationships, whether that's a friendship or something else. And but I think that's primarily what I've written about in the past, mostly.
Yeah. No, no, I feel you. I feel you. And you there is some and I feel you when like sometimes like I'm a crazy romantic dude, so
Yeah.
sometimes it's like the most as human being, the most like thing we can connect with is love, and like
Yes.
love is easy but hard
Oh,
to
100%.
express at the same time, right?
Yes, absolutely. I've always said and kind of found with my songwriting, a lot of the times I actually can't write about something when I'm currently in the experience. I usually have to like take some time away and learn and reflect on what that experience was for me. And then I'm able to formulate the words for a song. Because, yeah, love is an intense emotion and it's really hard to grasp what you're feeling when you're in it. So sometimes a little reflection is good to kind of figure out what that means for you and what it's going to mean for a song.
Definitely. And like with that being said, you talk about your musical idols like Shania Twain,
Yeah.
Avril, and like Taylor Swift. So,
Yeah.
what would I find in your playlist, in your
Oh,
Spotify playlist?
um, I am all over the place. It's so funny. I'm definitely one of those people. I have everything from like I could have a Taylor Swift song, but I also could have like a Childish Gambino song on there. It's kind
Oh,
of like all over the map, but I definitely am like a mixture of I love kind of throwback songs, so I love having a good like Avril Lavigne throwback, but also having like current Taylor Swift or what's another one that I've been listening to? I've been listening to Lennon Stella a lot recently. She's incredible.
oh yeah.
And but yeah, and then I'll have oh my gosh, like Simple Plan. I'll have yeah, some
Oh,
rap on there. I'm just one of those people. I don't necessarily listen to say one genre. I'm just like if it's a good song, I will listen to it. So you can find a little bit of everything on my playlist. If you ever go to my Spotify, you're probably going to be like, "What? This makes no sense." But
what did I got a question just for myself. What is your favorite rap artist?
my favorite rap artist, oh my gosh. You know what? Like I'd say the most prominently like the ones that I listened to the most, I would say are probably I listen to a lot of Eminem actually.
Eminem.
Yeah, which
Oh
is kind of
nice.
yeah, so I would say Eminem, what's his name? I always get it wrong because I get it confused, but Big Sean, no, yes.
Big Sean.
Yes, I maybe it's not Big Sean.
Oh,
Anyways, or Childish Gambino. I would say Childish
Tayo
Gambino.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tayo did come in now is really, really good. And like, I know I might offend you and some people. I kind of don't like Eminem.
that's fair.
I
That's
kind of
totally fair.
like I used to like Eminem old stuff, but like, and I respect him as a businessman, and I like every conduct business, but with Eminem new stuff after he got sober from rehab, I'm like it's kind of like not like the Eminem I knew when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Yeah, and it's definitely interesting when you kind of grown up with an artist and they've been there and seeing how they currently create music and how it can be so different. But yeah, I listen to a lot of his old stuff. That's kind of like the main stuff you'll find on my playlist, like "Without Me" or "Love the Way You Lie." Those are some of my favorite songs ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel that, and with like with you being in the get moving on with you being in the local, with you being a local artist,
Mhm.
do you have any tips for someone that is getting into the music industry, and do you got especially for women trying to make it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, I mean, from what I've learned in my time in the industry is that um, something that always comes back to is start always by doing it because you love it. And just because you love creating music, you love sharing music. And I would say just always, because there can be a lot of noise that can happen in the industry and confusion of what you're supposed to do as an artist. It's definitely a roller coaster of a journey trying to find who you are. But I think at the end of the day and throughout finding yourself as an artist, just always kind of come back to why you started doing it and why you fell in love with making music, or think about the songs that inspired you to want to do it in the first place. That's something that I always do. But just be like very centered within yourself and always just kind of come back in here and just know who you are within it. But yeah, that's something I would say. But I think honestly, be patient with yourself. Just try everything. Literally, don't put yourself in a box. Just try a little bit of this genre, try a little bit of this. But I think that all of those things really help to develop who you are as an artist, and you learn so much about yourself. But especially just getting into things and for the first time and getting into the industry, just be open minded and try different things. Don't be afraid to try them, and don't judge yourself if you're nervous, if you're terrified to go on stage. I'm still nervous and terrified to go on stage. Like, it takes me a second. So I think that just take in all of those lessons and all of the nerves and all of the feelings you have, and just use that as learning about yourself and gaining more information about yourself as a person, as an artist. But yeah, so, and I think just, yeah, always being true to who you are, as cheesy as that might sound, it's such an important thing I've learned. You really do have to trust yourself and be fearless. Just go for it. And but yeah, that's what I would say.
When you talk about feelings, I think of the Jason Swift album.
That is my favorite album. And it's funny, I'll show you this. I don't know if it's backwards, but I have it
Oh
tattooed.
yeah, I remember you told me when we met, because I got a tattoo, and then you told me your tattoo because we got it in the same kind of area,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was like, seriously, did you
yeah.
get it because of Taylor Swift?
You know what? It was kind of a combination. It is my favorite Taylor Swift album, but it's actually my mentor, and he's been my mentor for 4 or 5 years now. And that's always been his one word that he says to me is just be fearless, especially in this industry. Just go for it and be fearless in everything that you do. And so it's kind of in the place where it is so that I can see it while I'm playing guitar, or so. But yeah, that's kind of where the word comes from for me. But that word means a lot to me, and I think it's something that's been a very impactful part of my artist journey. So yeah.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Like, sometimes you cannot wait for opportunity to come to you. Sometimes you just need to go for it, and
Mhm.
with with like your pride that to go for it, because like you never know until you try it, right?
It's so true. And I think that one thing I've learned as an artist, but just as a person, is that like all the growth happens when you're outside of your comfort zone. Like, this is your comfort zone, but this is where the growth happens. It happens out there, and just learning more about yourself in situations. And so just being fearless to get out of that safety zone that you're normally in is just a whole other thing in itself, but it makes such a big difference. So
Yeah, and I can use that advice in my dating life. But that's a whole nother story. Probably will take 2 hours to
oh.
digest my dating life. But anyway, you talk about like your at the beginning about making videos on TikTok and YouTube. So
Yeah.
what and I was and I have watched your YouTube
Oh,
videos and I'm really impressed by the way and you talk about like you had a passion for like making videos and editing them. So what got you first into making videos?
you know what? It's kind of funny. I go back to, I think I was probably in grade 5. I used to make just iMovie videos with my friends, like the most ridiculous, they make no sense, like music videos. But I used to do that all the time. And so I just knew that I liked doing it for fun. But actually, about 4 years ago, I submitted a couple of videos that I had made just of my travels and stuff over the years to a videography company, and they actually offered me an internship. So I did a full 6-month internship and then worked there for a full year doing wedding videos and editing concerts and stuff like that. And so that really got me prominently into the video editing and really ignited like my love for it. And just it's kind of like a song, it's like songwriting, but it's just kind of you're doing it with video. So I think that's why I love it so much. But I became obsessed with making videos, and so it was really cool because I'm now able to translate that over into my music content and creating acoustic videos to share with everybody else. And but it literally all started just because I was bored with my friends and we were like, you know what, let's make some music videos. Even though they're going to be really bad, we just kind of rolled with it. But yeah, that's how that kind of started.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the first, like I've been making YouTube videos since 2010,
Mm-hmm.
and the first video I made got 3,000 views
Oh
right
my
now on
gosh.
YouTube. The first video I made is for this for this girl that I really like and I go
Yeah.
shout shout out to her. I know you're watching. Yeah, I
Yeah.
made a video for her birthday,
No
and then
way.
like my old English class watched it with her in front. I'm like, at least I didn't say your name, but
Yeah.
she knows it was for her. But yeah, it got 3,000 views. And like
That's amazing.
like what we were talking about before, like I think like really making content and making videos is important now to put like positivity and
Mm-hmm.
to like take our time to think and be more courageous and
Yeah.
practice our creativity. Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. This is definitely the time to do that. And even just as a viewer, I love watching YouTube and all the different content that people come up with. I think it's such a cool way to connect with people too, because it's video is a whole other game and it's so different. But I love it for sure. It's one of my favorite things.
And like the one video I really like from you with when you were trying to cook.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh goodness, yeah.
Really and really entertaining.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. This is silly, Meg, but you know what? It's like I'm glad you love it. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, because like I think you making videos is also like showing another side of you that is
Mhm.
like another layer of your wonderful, beautiful
Oh,
personality that
thank
like
you.
people people cannot see through your song, but you
Yeah.
have another layer in your personality to showcase to the world that is making videos, and I freaking like your videos that make my day.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I'm so glad you like them. That was definitely my goal with that, was just to be able to show anyone who follows me just a different side of myself. And so I'm really glad you said that. Thank you.
And like we were talking about TikTok
Yeah.
before the interview, so How did you get into TikTok?
Oh my gosh, total accident yet again. Essentially, I first got the app just so I could get my username, just so I had it. And you know what? It was just kind of like a rabbit hole after that. Like, I discovered the For You page, and I just got addicted to watching other people's TikToks, and I spend far too much time on there. But I think it's a really cool community, and I think it's really entertaining. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start making a couple of my own. And so I just don't really think about it. I just kind of do it. It's very random content, but I love TikTok. I shamelessly love TikTok.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like TikTok is just like really, it just exercise other creative side
Mm-hmm.
of your brain that you're the kind of limited
Mm-hmm.
to the act is limited, but without limitation, it just
Mm-hmm.
let users be more creative with the
Yeah.
video.
Yes, 100%. Yes, and I'm all for that. I love seeing other people's, even people who necessarily didn't know they were creative, I think are discovering that they have this creativity when it comes to TikTok, which I love. I think that's so cool.
Oh yeah, and by the way, do you like my Barbie girl video?
Oh my gosh, yes. Like literally you are killing it. You are so freaking fantastic on there. It's amazing.
I think you would, yeah, that Barbie girl video is inspired because I did a lip sync battle in Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think I just you did before, and
Mhm.
just scared to like put positivity, like you put in
Yeah.
positivity. I don't really care about like being like having a purpose. Well,
Yeah.
my purpose is spreading positivity, but I make content to believe myself.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't care how silly it is.
I love that. I think that's awesome. I think that's so important.
Yeah. And anyway, talking about like being local, how
Mhm.
important is it to support local artists?
Oh my gosh, it's so incredibly important, especially in this very crazy time going on right now. It's really cool because I think up until about 4 years ago, I didn't really know much about the music scene in Calgary or what it was like. And but over the last 4 years, getting to see the amount of talent we have in Calgary, we have in Alberta, we have in Canada, it's so incredibly inspiring. And I think it's so important to support local artists and go to shows and stream their stuff on Spotify and just share the word about them on social media, because I think some of the most incredible artists that I've gotten to see and meet are local, and their music is incredible. So it's just one of those things where I think even just as a music listener, just do yourself a favor, because I think there's some amazing stuff to discover, kind of thing. So it's so important to support local artists, especially right now. But yeah, there's an incredible scene here in Calgary and Alberta, and I'm just very grateful to be a part of it. So
Yeah, I totally agree. And that being said, with can you name like a few local artists that you look up to?
yes, absolutely. The ones that I really look up to, I would say, oh, this is kind of hard. It's kind of cool because I look up to them, but they're also just my peers and I work with them. But she goes by Chelsea Official on Instagram, CHELC Official. She's incredible. She's an incredible artist, incredible songwriter, and she inspires me every single day. So I would say her. I would say some other really incredible people that I would say, it's so hard because I know so many of them, but Danny Randall is another really incredible local musician, and he's wonderful. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, Danny.
Danny's
Danny is
amazing. Yes.
Danny is pretty good. We had him in a few events during
Yeah.
pretty amazing top
Yeah.
notch. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. And then I would say Robert Adam, Juliana Lane, Fleischer. There's so many freaking amazing artists that are out there, and I would just feel grateful to know them. But they definitely inspire me all the time. So definitely go check them out. Shout out to all them.
Yeah. Yeah. I can like yeah, I like know I know some of them do women photo work and they're freaking talented. They're
Hmm.
so freaking
They
talented.
are
I'm
so
like,
freaking talented.
damn, can you guys serenade me? Damn.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And like, so, like, I got to ask you, do you have any opportunity to share your passion in the near future?
Yes, definitely. I'm currently working towards and putting together a live show. And so once all this craziness is over, I would love to be able to take more live show opportunities with a band and everything, and really expand on that. Definitely already working on my next release of a song. I was actually just working on it before we started this, and so definitely new music coming out likely in the fall. So, and just continuing to write with other artists. And I actually am going to be singing on a song from an artist named Clint Baker. He has an EP coming out on May 1st, but we wrote a song and I'm singing on that with him. So I'm super stoked for everyone to hear that. So always lots of opportunities and things to look forward to after this. But in the meantime, it's just really working hard on the craft and getting all of it together so that when we do come out of it, we come out of it really strong. So that's what we got right now. So yeah.
Great, great,
Yeah.
amazing, and also with your life. So I wanna take photos of you during your life. So
Yeah. You want to
I
take photos of me for my life? Well, sorry. Yeah.
yeah, I wanna take photos of you playing. I kinda miss the concert photography.
Yeah,
So I was like,
absolutely.
yeah, let's get my new camera out.
Yeah, heck yes. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that.
And I kind of forgot to ask you, so what camera do you use to video?
Yeah, I actually just use a super simple. It's a Canon G7X Mark II, and it is a tiny little video camera. It's nothing crazy elaborate, but you know what? It does the job. The quality of the video always shocks me how good it is, because it's
Yeah,
so little and it's nothing heavy duty, but it's super easy to manage. But yeah, highly recommend for anyone who's kind of wanting just a camera to begin filming stuff with, or if you want to vlog. I know it's a really good vlogging camera.
so good, so
Mhm.
good.
So that's all I use. And then in regards to editing, I use Adobe Premiere, and they both
like everyone else.
amazing. Honestly, I just love it so much. It's like my brain just gets it. I've tried some other softwares, and I'm just like, whew, this is giving me a headache. So, but yeah, Premiere is great. So, and those pair really well together. So,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I use.
yeah, like what other software do you use? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, so when I first those music videos I would make with my friends years ago, I had iMovie because I did have a Mac computer back then, and iMovie was the only thing that was on there, and so I definitely was able to get kind of creative with iMovie itself. And when I was trying to figure out what software I wanted to use now, when I worked with the videography company, we used Premiere, and so naturally that's just what I learned with. So it kind of felt like the most natural. But I've thought about using Final Cut Pro before, but I think it's just in regards to like when you're so used to editing and having all the different shortcuts and the keys in regards to like how it's fitting with like Premiere, it's so hard to transfer that over and get used to something
Yeah,
new. So I've just kind of stuck with Premiere, but I love it. I think that it works well for me and with what I'm doing. So yeah.
yeah, I totally feel you. Like it felt kind of weird to like getting to know like one over and then doing another, you're like, oh
It's
man.
so true. Once you get used to one thing, it's so hard to change it over and rewire your brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like you talked about like how you're planning to do a live show
Hmm.
after all of this is over, and I wanna ask you, what are you most looking forward to after this whole situation dies down?
Oh my goodness. I am looking forward to hugging my friends. Oh my gosh. I miss hugging my people. Oh my gosh. I think that'll be one of the first things that I would want to do is just get together with friends and hang out in person. And even if it's something super simple, just going for coffee with someone or going for dinner, I think I'm so excited for that and just kind of getting back into that normal socialization of stuff. But I mean, anything crazy wise, I mean, I am excited to, I would love to go to like BC and go to the lake and explore that and get back into that kind of stuff. But yeah, the first thing for sure is just seeing my friends. That's all I want. I'm a simple gal. I just want to see my friends.
Perfect,
Yeah.
perfect. And yeah, that's my answer to like we often take a simple for granted, but I think like with like you seeing people getting sick, you're seeing people like dying every day, like art can be a powerful thing that you owe your loved ones, can
Yes.
be really comforting,
Yeah.
but like with the whole pandemic, it's just hard for us to get that physical interaction that we as humans need. But
Yes.
thank God for technology.
Thank God, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh. It's actually been really cool because I think with a lot of like my friends, we're just like it's like having a friendship but just like doing it in a different way. And I think that it's actually been really cool because a lot of us have more time on our hands to just like Skype or just chat about random things. And
yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely, I've learned a lot about not taking anything for granted when you're able to be in the same room as people. I'm never going to take that for granted ever again.
Yeah, definitely. Like, do you get it? Like, having like friends just calling you just to check, like,
Yeah.
how you're doing now? Because like before all this, like people just usually call you
Hmm.
like when you were blank, right? Now they're calling you to say, hey, how are you up today?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I think one thing that's been really good is that especially with like my friends and my family, like it's just sending a simple text being like, "How are you today?" Just checking up like mental health wise. I think it's something so important for everyone to do. And so but yeah, my friends, it really shows who the good people in your life are and how lucky you are to have such wonderful individuals who genuinely care about how you're doing, because this is a crazy time. I've never been through something like this, and I think most people haven't. So
Yeah,
it's a different scenario. So I think just checking in is so important.
yep. And you talk about mental health.
Yeah,
This is the last question. So
yeah,
what is the message you want to tell people during this sub situation to get
yeah.
through this situation?
Well, I'd say the one thing that I've been just telling myself is being patient with myself and knowing that it is a bit of a weird time. So finding routines and finding things to keep yourself busy. Sometimes if you're not doing as much as you would have normally done in like say normal life, like you feel a little guilty. But I think it's one of those things where you just have to be patient with yourself and know that it is a weird time and there's going to be good and bad days. There's going to be the highs and lows. But I think just not judging yourself and taking the time to really reflect on how you're doing and keep communicating with people and keeping that open and checking in with everyone else, but when people check in on you, just really embrace that and talk about it. Like if you are feeling like you just are internalizing a lot of weird feelings about it, just vocalize them, get those out. And I think that's super important. But always take times to do things for yourself, and just use this time to learn a new skill, try something you've never tried before, and get those little things done that maybe you around the house that you didn't have time to do before, and just trying to make the best of the situation. But knowing that it's a crazy time right now, but I think that we can learn a lot about ourselves in it. So that's what I would say. But yeah, just be patient with yourself. That's my main thing.
Perfect, and I
Yeah.
love your message. And I also see your guitar in the
Yeah.
corner over there. Can
Yeah.
you bring that up?
Yes, I can. I don't know if you can see it super well, but yeah, I cannot take credit for all of these incredible drawings. This
Yeah,
was
oh,
by
do it.
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Randy
Yeah.
drew all of these. Yeah, so they're very these are just random doodles that we had
Oh,
seen, and she was able to, I don't know how she does it. She's so incredibly talented with her
yeah.
drawing skills, but
Yeah, and she's an amazing singer. I know
yes.
Randy for 10 years,
Yeah.
almost 10 years now, amazing singer, and
Mhm.
I love hearing her. Actually, I have a video of it. I
Oh,
love
no
hearing
way.
her sing,
Yeah.
yeah, and she promised me she's gonna design my new tattoo,
Oh.
somebody if you're watching it, where's my tattoo at?
Where's the tattoo, Rand? Come on.
Yeah, it's quarantine.
We have time for this. Come on.
there's so there's so much time. But yeah, how many guitars do you have?
This is my third guitar. I actually have two more normal sized, bigger ones. It's one of those things. It's like tattoos. Once you get your first one, you just want to get like a bunch more. So yeah, I have my first guitar was a Yamaha guitar, and it was great. I love it. And then I moved over into Martin guitars, and then I got this little baby in November, and it's a mini Martin, and
Ooh,
it's so wonderful if you are on the go or just wanted something a little bit smaller. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite guitars I've ever had. So, but yes, so hopefully more in the future. That's the goal. We'll have a hit song, and then we can just keep buying guitars. I don't
yeah,
know.
nice. So anyway, Megan, I really wanna say thank you for your positivity in your videos, and thank you for all the music you are bring to that video. It's really amazing. You're a beautiful, amazing, talented songwriter and
Oh, thank
singer,
you.
and we will definitely do a photo shoot
Yes.
after all of this craziness is over.
Yes, I would love that. Thank you so much for having me. You're so wonderful. And thank you for everything you're doing and spreading positivity everywhere. I see it every day and it's amazing. So thank you.
Thank you. So, for the viewers, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find my social media handle is Megan Dawson Music, and you can find me on YouTube under Megan Dawson Music. And again, my website is megandawsonmusic.com if you want to find anything else. But you can find me on Spotify, anywhere. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Nice, and this is YYC community interviews for now. Day update. Thank you to Megan Johnson again, and we will be back for some more interviews in the next couple of days. So,
Awesome.
see ya, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.